Hooray! Welcome everybody to Corvus Twig's Bird of the Day. Now if you were here at the very beginning of the stream, you saw a little sneak preview. Did a little quick drawing of it. So what's today's bird of the day? Well, it's the bird that signifies the beginning of spring, which is about a week from now. Very popular little bird. Today's bird of the day is the eastern bluebird. Look at it! It's so blue! It's so bird! It's a pretty little bird. No, I already did the robin. I like the robins. But bluebird is often considered to be a sign of spring as well. Because they show up in spring a lot. And I do very much like eastern bluebirds. So let's learn a little bit more about them. So, they're little paciform birds. In the turdidae family. These little turds. So, 6.3 to 8.3 inches long. So, bigger than bigger than sparrows and chickadees and tits and stuff, but not quite as big as your robins or cardinals. So kind of an in-between little songbird. Pretty small, pretty cute. See their wingspans, about 10 to 12 inches on average, is what you're going to say. And they're pretty light, averaging about an ounce. And, so, as far as their lifespan goes, pretty typical for little songbirds is just like, okay, if you get 2 years, you've lived an average life. It's very thing to find is that, most of them don't survive their first year. But once they make it to adulthood, they'll live up to 4 to 5 years. So it's just like, what's their average lifespan? 2 years. But it's like, they either die when they're less than a year old, or they live to be 3 to 5 years old. The oldest banded one they ever found was 6 years and 6 months old. But there was one that lived just over 10 years old in captivity. So, it's a dangerous world out there for little birds. Now, you may be like, hey, it doesn't look like a bluebird in that picture. Well, their back wings, their tail wings, or their back feathers, their tail feathers, and their wing feathers are blue. But their belly feathers are going to be more white, and they got kind of that orangish reddish color kind of on the back of their head and around them. Just cute little paciforms. That's right, Kyoko. They're super cute. Super cute. And as pretty typical, the one that we see pictured here is a female, because her colors are a little bit duller than that of the males. That's pretty typical for ones. And the males got much brighter blues and much brighter oranges, although they do find that in the late fall, late summer, they find that all of them start to dull a little bit in color. Their colors are brightest when they're trying to get it on. So they're called the eastern bluebird because they live, as you can see there, on the eastern side of the United States and Canada, and a bit down in Mexico. But this is kind of typical with a lot of birds. It's just like, the Rocky Mountains sure seem like a barrier for where these guys live. The yellow area is where you're going to only find them in the summertime. The blue area is where you're going to find them in the wintertime. And the green area, you can find them year-round. So I think it's kind of interesting. They're kind of sparsely throughout Mexico. It's kind of a weird distribution down there. But it's just like, yeah, you're in the southeast United States. Yeah, you can probably see them pretty much any time of year. I don't see too many of them up here in Minnesota. They're definitely around, but I don't see a lot of them. A little more rare up here, but they do come up here from time to time. Built some treehouse boxes, so maybe they do love their boxes. In fact, let's go tell you a little about that. They are cavity nesters. So cavity nesters mean that they like to find holes in places and build their houses in a nice protected hole. So tree hollows and stuff like that. But if you make a nest box, they love a nest box. They say that if you want to attract bluebirds, a nest box is the best way to do it. They love it. They love it. They want to build their nest in there. Interesting thing is that, like, a male will find a good spot for a nest and will gather nesting materials and be like, hey, baby, look what I got. I got some nice, cool twigs for you. And look at this piece of string, isn't it lovely? And I'm gonna fluff up my feathers. I'm gonna do a little dance. And I'm gonna show you all these cool supplies. And the lady be like, cool, I like you, sir. Let's have babies together. And he's like, yeah. Okay, here's the materials. You build the nest. I'm just gonna hang around. The females do all the building of the nest. But while she's doing that and nesting on the eggs, the male does stick around and do an important part. He does hunting to gather food for himself and sometimes for her, and he does protect. I mean, a birdhouse basically is a nest box. A nest box is a specific type of birdhouse, but yeah, I mean, nest box, birdhouse, pretty much the same thing. Enclosed box. Yeah, while the female is building the nest, the males become very territorial, and they will chase off other birds. Although other bluebirds will kind of hang around, but they kind of have a small little area that they're like, this mine. But when they're not raising the babies, they're pretty social. So they're really only going to be monogamous for just one season. So, like, a male's going to stick around his mate for the whole season. He'll protect the area around the nest, while the female protects the nest itself. They have 2 clutches, 2 to 8 eggs per year. So, I guess that would be like an average of about 10 eggs per year. So, but then, I said only fewer than half of them get to the winter. But it's true. It's a tough world for a little bird out there. Tough world. Now, these little guys, pretty typical for a lot of birds that are omnivorous. In the summer, they like the bugs. Apparently, mealworms are one of their favorites. They love a mealworm. You can put out a little bowl full of mealworms. You're going to make some bluebirds very happy. What they do is they kind of perch up on low tree branches, and they see a bug on the ground, and they'll dive down and snatch it. It's what they do. But then, in the wintertime, not too many bugs. A lot fewer bugs. So that's when they switch to eating more berries and nuts and grains and whatever else they can find. So, yeah, different times of year, different diets. But in the wintertime, you'll definitely see them in flocks. They'll flock up to like 100 birds strong in the wintertime. And, in the summertime, they'll kind of hang around other ones, especially at feeders and bird baths and stuff like that. They kind of have each their own little nest area, but they will be social on hunting areas and just kind of sticking around together for protection. You got a lot of birds. One of them can see a predator and shout a warning to all the other birds. Helps for survival. Very important survival. Nice bird on the left here. Pretty sure that's a male. Look at those bright colors. And I really love the combination of the blue and the orange. God, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Now, here's an interesting thing. They keep their mouth closed when they sing. Kind of like me. It's just like... Yeah, okay. No, it's not my best caw. But they can do it. And, I got a little audio clip of what they sound like. Yeah. Simple little chirps. Not super distinct unless you have a real trained eye. They're pretty cute. And they're very popular birds. Both Missouri and New York have decided to make the eastern bluebird their official state bird. That's pretty neat. A little recognition from a couple states there. And there's even a college in New York where the bluebird is their mascot. So how about that? But, they're kind of associated with happy feelings and pleasantness. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Yeah. So yeah, little bluebirds. Happy birds. I mean, come on. You see a bluebird land by? You're gonna feel happy. How can you not feel happy looking at these little fellas? They're great. They're wonderful. We love the little bluebirds. Cute little birds. They're great. So, karaoke stream. When I've done karaoke streams. Then I did karaoke stream on the birthday stream. And I did one with the... Looks delicious. Mmm, delicious. What? Wait, what? No, don't eat them. Yeah, bluebirds. I mean, Eastern bluebird. I gotta say, very, very positive feelings towards the Eastern bluebird. But look at them. They're beautiful. Gorgeous little birds. Nice social little birds. You know, don't have any parasitic behavior. Just doing their thing. Being cute little birds. And I gotta say, I like them a lot. I like them a lot. And I hope you like them a lot. You know, where do they rank in the little you know, if we're talking about little passiform songbirds, I gotta say they're up there. They're high up there. Top 10% maybe. Pretty good. Pretty good birds. Pretty good little passiforms. I mean, are they even close to the realm of honorary corvid? No. No. Not super smart. Not dark and mysterious. They don't have the cool factor. They got the beautiful factor and the cute factor, but no. But, yeah. We're gonna call this bird of the day done. And, we'll get back to drawing.